Oops. Hang on. What's up? Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to new episode of Jamming Out All Badass. My name is Francisco. I've been doing this a little over a month now. Kind of, like I said, learning as I go. But it's been fun talking to a lot of cool people. And today is definitely one of those shows where I'm really psyched about it. So Septic Death has been massive, as well as other bands that we'll talk about that Paul has done over the years. But yeah, I appreciate it. If this is your first time checking it out, I appreciate you joining us. This is, if you've been watching several of them, appreciate it. Just let everybody know about the show however you can. Like it says on the bottom there, if you want to support the show, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Tell all your friends about it. Share the links to the videos and all that, the flyers. That helps out a ton. You may think it doesn't, but it does help me out a bunch. Get different people on here that maybe I don't have access to or aren't on my radar just yet. So yeah, help me out with that. I really appreciate it. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Really psyched about this show, this episode. So before I get going, Saturday, I may have showed it already. I have another show coming up Saturday with Lori Bravo of Nuclear Death, who are from Arizona back in the days. So this is the death week, I guess you can say. But yeah, if you're not doing anything, if you're into nuclear death, check it out on Saturday. It'll be same time as this one, starting on Saturday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern. I guess what is that, 5 Pacific or whatever. So yeah, it's gonna be real cool. Looking forward to that one as well. So all right. So without further ado, my guest today has been playing in bands since the early 80s, including bands like Attitude, Haggis, Raid, Skull Diggers, and another band you may have heard of, Septic Death. Throughout that time, if you're not familiar with any of those other bands, I suggest you check them out. I'm wearing a Raid shirt today. This is really awesome stuff that I heard, that Paul was doing. Check them out. I'll put a link up to their little. It had a band. I think they're not really active anymore, but you can still listen to all their stuff online, and I think you'll definitely enjoy it. I know it kicks ass. I love it. So anyhow, truly honored to have our guest today. Like I said, so all the way from Florida, welcome Paul Birnbaum.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? What's going on over there? How's things in Florida these days?
Hot.
Yeah. Pretty similar climate to where I'm at in Texas. So
yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah. So what was I mean, I know you were in Boise for the longest time. What was the reason to just get up and go to Florida? If you can talk about that.
Mostly I just hate the cold and was tired of winter. Wow. Boise had a winter a few years ago where it just snowed for like a month straight, and I was shoveling snow every day. Ugh. And I'm like, that's it. I got to get out of here.
All right. So the proper pronunciation is Boise or Boise?
Boise.
Boise. That's what I thought. I heard you say it. I was like, oh shit, I messed it up. So, so I was like, let me ask just to make sure. So it's Boise, everybody. You heard it. All right. So first thing I want to ask you about, are you up to anything musical, any music projects or anything currently, or is that kind of
not right now happening? I'm taking some time off. I think a lot of people that don't play in bands don't realize how much work it is with rehearsing and writing songs, packing gear, unloading gear, moving gear. So I'm taking a break.
Yeah, that's cool. I mentioned it. I mentioned in the intro, but I think Raid was the last project you had, right? Or the last band
Yeah.
you were actively in.
Yep.
I actually, well, before I get to that, let's talk about. I know you have a business called Art.
Imperial Body Art.
Imperial Body Art. That's right. Let me. So everybody. So what is what exactly does that business like entail? What do you actually do? Uh,
It's a tattoo and body piercing studio.
how long have you been doing that?
I started back in the late 90s and I opened that business in 2003.
2003.
2003, yeah.
And it's still located in Boise.
Still in Idaho, yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess it's not Boise. And you just
Close enough.
yeah. So, but yeah, that's cool. I was you know, doing a little research on it. I was looking at some of the photos you have on your website. But if any of you guys are like into the body art and the piercing and all that, and you're anywhere near Idaho, check it out. But check out the website. It's got some cool photos and stuff to look at of exactly what you guys do there. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I found the logo, so I figured if anybody wants to check it out, the logo's right there, and it's imperialbodyart.com, which you see scrolling down there. I'm getting a little advanced here. I'm trying to improve the show every time I do a show. So
yeah,
I got all these all these fancy tickers and all this other stuff now.
I didn't realize this show was going to be so slick. Could have wore a suit or something.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, I try to make it. With me on screen, I gotta distract everybody from having to look at me all the time. So there's plenty of other things to look at. So. Yeah, so hey, check it out, imperialbodyart.com for you guys that are interested in that. So going way back, when did kind of music first come into your world? Like growing up as a kid, was there music around your house all the time? And kind of if you could talk us through that, how you first your first memories of listening to music.
Oh yeah, so music. I have two older sisters who both listen to music all the time.
Yeah.
And, I wish that I could tell you that they introduced me to the MC5 and the Stooges and Roxy Music, but they didn't. It was just all whatever was popular at the time. So I heard a lot of, Elton John, Linda Ronstadt, but still it was music. So, I think the first band that I really got into as a young kid and the first record I ever bought with my own money was the Beach Boys.
Was that Pet Sounds, or what is the name of their famous album, or what is it?
Yeah, I'm not that old.
Well, I know, but you can you could have came across it or whatever.
No, unfortunately, it wasn't Pet Sounds. It was some greatest hits record.
Oh, when I first heard Sabbath, it was a greatest hit. So
yeah. That's probably the thing that most people are exposed to because those are the songs that made them big.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you do any? I guess when you were a kid in school, growing up, was there? I know you ended up playing drums and guitar, but how early of an age did you begin playing? Did you play? Were you like in a high school band or anything like that?
I started playing drums in grade school band. So,
oh wow,
4th grade, I was in the school band playing drums.
Like a full kit?
No, just a snare drum.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I got you.
I remember I used to get the boxes that some of my toys came in and set them up on my bed like a drum kit from a smaller box to larger box and play some music and get my drumsticks and kind of pretend like I'm playing along with the songs.
Who was who were those drummers? I guess at the time, did you have any idea of any specific drummers, or you just like the sound of drums? Or
no, after the Beach Boys, I got really into Kiss. So Peter Criss.
oh, okay, yeah.
And then I remember also I used to play on my toy boxes a lot to the Cheap Trick intro to Ain't That a Shame, the little drum solo intro.
Yeah. That's awesome. So I got a few talk about some of the bands that you played in over the years. I have a few pictures to share with you. If you can maybe discuss a little bit of each picture, just briefly, of the different of some of the bands you were in. The first one will be, well, we'll go ahead and go. I believe this is Raid. I'm not sure what's going on here. It looks like you're playing outside somewhere. Can you tell us what the heck is going on here?
Yeah, that was out. Hold on. Let me put on my glasses. That was, we were playing at a skate park. There's this little town outside of Boise called Idaho City, and they had a skate park, just a free skate park.
Yeah.
And so we hauled a generator up there and gear, and a couple bands played.
That's all. That just looks, it's awesome, man. I'm like, it looks like there's a street there, like you're playing like for people driving by or something. I don't know. It looks kind of weird.
Yeah, I think that's part of the skate park back there.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, they're playing like on the. I thought, this is what I thought, that you were like on some mountainous region and you just picked a random spot and for people driving by to listen to you guys playing. That's kind of what it looks like, yeah.
You know, I always wanted to set up on the back of a flatbed truck and just drive around town playing. Thought that would be pretty funny.
Hell yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be great. Checking out people driving by, listening to your noise or whatever. That'd be sweet. But yeah, I saw that. I ran across that picture. I'm like, what's going on here? So I had to ask you. So yeah, that's cool. I mean, I think I've played outdoors myself maybe once, like something like that. But that picture just grabbed my attention. I was like, heck yeah, that's awesome. And then I found interesting too. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you were in the Gordie Howe Trio unit.
Yep. Yeah.
This flyers intrigued me because I found out you guys played like 8 shows in a row, like around the same area or something like that.
Yeah. So like bands, say in the LA area, could probably play 2, 3, 4 times a night for months and never play the same place, because there's, from San Diego to North LA, there are just so many possibilities to play at. But in Boise, there's not. So one of the guys in the band thought it would be pretty funny to set up a little like week-long tour, but never actually leave town and just try to play a different venue each night. So we played, I think we played on the radio one night, and there was a outdoor amphitheater at the college there. We set up and played a couple of bars, house show. Yeah.
All 8 happened? All 8 shows happened?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. So I know Gordie Howe was a hockey player. Why that? I mean, I don't know who he played with. I can't remember, but I'm guessing it was had to do with the hockey player. The name of the band.
Yeah, the singer was a huge hockey fan, so he came up with the name. We had a few hockey themed songs as well.
Did you guys record anything? I was looking when you mentioned that band to me. I was looking around for stuff. I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find any live stuff or anything. So
yeah, we have there's a demo tape and then a full CD.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know where I can get that nowadays, but yeah, I wanted to check that out because I was like, that name just caught my eye,
I can probably dub you a copy of that stuff.
Nice. Okay, Gordie Howe apparently played in for Detroit.
Yeah, Red Wings.
Cool. Let me. What? I think I got one other one of something different here. Let me check it out. This one I couldn't find anything either. I believe this is. I mentioned it in the Skull Diggers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that band. That's another band I couldn't. I want to like listen to all this stuff, but I never heard this one before. So, you talk a little bit about that.
Skull Diggers came about right before the Misfits got really huge. So like right before Legacy of Brutality came out back in the early to mid '80s.
Oh,
and
wow.
We were kind of a Misfits-esque sort of band. And we recorded a demo tape.
Okay, yeah. I guess I can see by the photo the somewhat Misfits influences. I guess by the just by looking at you guys, sort of. I guess the singer. I don't know. I do get a Misfits vibe from that picture now that you mention it. I need to check that stuff out. So, it's like, wow, I knew of several of your bands, but I never heard any of these. So, I need to check them out. So, because everything else I've heard, I listened to. That's a link to the demo. What? I'm not sure what that means. There's a link. Maybe there's a link to the demo. I don't know. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, that's I need to check that stuff out. Also, let me see. Moving on. Anybody has any? Please feel free in the chat if you have any questions or comments or anything. That's what it's there for. I want this to be way more interactive, not just me babbling on. So make this this show's your show kind of thing. All right, so I guess getting on topic of Septic Death, did you guys ever record like an official demo?
No, we did a recording that was gonna be the first 12-inch, but then we weren't really happy with the way it came out, so we re-recorded it, but it was never released as a demo.
Okay, was that put on any of those discography releases or anything, that first recording, or it just got trashed?
I think some of it was bootlegged on the Lost and Found Gore Story album.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys have one of the most bootleg bands I think there is. So when you guys first recorded the first recording, you said, I always like to ask, because this was back in early '80s, what the engineer or the producer or whatever thought of what you guys were playing at the time. Were they just completely lost, or
yeah, I don't remember the engineer specifically saying anything. He definitely was not into the style of music that we were playing.
Yeah.
So he didn't really know how to capture us, and we didn't really know what we were doing per se. So I think that first recording just kind of came out kind of thin and sloppy sounding.
Oh, okay. Somebody asks, is there any chance? Yes, I got asked this a bunch when I said you're gonna have about reissues. Are you guys done with that, with reissues and everything for the band, for Septic Death?
Well, in my opinion, I wish everything would be reissued and readily available. LP, CD, download, whatever, and mostly just to stop all the stupid bootlegs. But I know there's a lot of people that want the music that don't necessarily want to shell out huge amounts of money for limited edition things that come out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be nice. That's not really my decision. So.
Okay. So there's one person kind of behind this, or it's not a band collective thing, or?
It's mostly one person.
Okay. I got you. Hey, thanks for the compliment. Nice raid shirt. Yeah, I got this directly from the band. This is not a bootleg. I'm directly from the band. So I told him I'd get him involved. So how did you guys get started? Like the band, the beginnings of the band, with you, John, and Puss, and Mike, right? Mike.
Mike.
Yeah. How'd you guys get started? What was the beginnings of the band? I guess the early days.
We all skateboarded together, and actually there was one rehearsal before John was in the band with this other guitarist that had just moved from LA and had supposedly played in some bands there. We got together once, and nothing ever came of that. And then we met John. He moved from California and built a skateboard ramp in his yard. And I think maybe Puss had heard about it and went and found it and befriended him, and we started skating together. And he was mostly into metal back then, and really didn't listen to or know much about punk. And I think Brian convinced him to join the band and give it a try. That's really where a lot of the metal influence in our music comes from. It's from John being a metalhead.
Okay. Yeah, you could definitely like his style of playing, and which I know I've told you, I wish I could. He just has this distinct style of playing, his picking and all that, like super fast, and so I can see where that comes from. I didn't know he was had a metal background, so that's cool to know. I had no idea. How many recordings were you on? I know they did stuff after I think without you, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you were you on every recording or not?
Every Septic Death recording, yeah. There's some other late.
I don't know why I thought you weren't.
Recordings don't have Mike on them.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
We had John played most of the bass stuff. I played a couple of songs, did the bass on a couple of songs.
Yeah, awesome. I was going to talk about this later, but your drum sound. Had a buddy of mine bring it up. Your drum production on the Septic Death stuff is sounds like not like nobody else. I don't know if that just was you guys went in and recorded and that's just how it turned out, or were you looking for a specific sound? Because you do have a real obvious, you can tell it's you playing first of all, and you do have a real distinct drum sound on those old recordings. So can you talk about that a little bit?
I think it was mostly just by accident. I think I want to say that Puss was probably going for a really big drum sound, and that just coupled probably with my crappy equipment, just that's how it came out.
Yeah, well, I mean, lucky for us, because that shit, it just, to me it sounds great. I don't know when the last time you listened to any of that stuff, but if you have, what are your thoughts looking back on those recordings, all these years later?
Mostly when I think back about that stuff, it's most of the stuff I think about is just being with my friends and having fun. Right. I think some of the songs that we wrote, looking back, were some pretty good songs. I don't know. It's just, it's hard. It's hard being in the middle of it and seeing it the way other people see it, I guess, Yeah,
that makes sense. And the I like what you said about when you look back at it, you think about hanging out with your friends, because I tell everybody all the time, I mean, when I'm in bands, the coolest thing is if, let's say, you go on a road trip to play a show. To me, that's the coolest, that's the best parts, just hanging out with your friends, and then, you go get there and play your noise and all that. But just whenever we look back, we don't ever look back at the set we played. We look about all the things that happened, right, before and after, so.
Right. Yeah.
I kind of feel like that. Hey, look who joined us. The punk rock lawyer. Punk rock lawyer. Timmy. But yeah, I mean, was there any staying on the drum topic, was there any drummers? Who were the drummers that you kind of, I guess, maybe modeled yourself after, or did you just bang on the drums, or was there any specific influences?
I don't think I don't remember like specifically trying to model myself after somebody. Some of the drummers and bands that were impressive to me at the time, I think I always thought the drummer for the Neos was really good.
Yeah.
The drummer for Coro out of Tennessee was really good. And the drumming on that first Jerry's Kids album is, I think, great.
Yeah. Is This My World?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, all these years later, I will tell you, your drumming has like influenced so many people, man. So, and I know you look back at it, it happened a long time ago, but still, like all these years later, it's got to feel cool to know that you guys that had that kind of impact on people all over the world.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to think about. It's cool. I don't know necessarily how much I believe it, but
Well, I wouldn't lie to you. I mean, one of my bands did a cover, and plenty of bands doing covers out there of Septic Death, and it's just, yeah, your impact is like, it's immeasurable. I guess I could say, to use. I feel like using a big word since Tim's joined us right now. So. I want to get a good grade on this from Tim's. Speaking of shows, all right. Well, let me ask this first. That's a good question. Where did the speed element come from? Or you just got? Well, yeah. What influenced the actual speed of your songs? Because you guys were, you weren't just playing poop pop poop pop. I mean, you guys were going.
I know a lot of bands have said this, but I think skateboarding had a lot to do with it. Just a really aggressive sport at the time. And, just the stuff we were listening to was fast. The first Discord singles, the first Touch and Go singles. And honestly, when I was playing back then,
yeah,
at the time, like while it's happening, I don't think that I'm playing any faster than, say, some of those old records. But then when you go back and listen to the recordings, it's like, okay, yeah, that is a little bit faster than that stuff.
Yeah, I think John's like picking, with your drums, it just sounds completely insane. Like, both guitar and drums put together just make it sound even louder. It's just like I guess you guys clicked, so which you have, because you ended up playing in bands years later together too. So
right. I think another thing that helped too is when I would make a drum part, I was trying to kind of make the drums follow the music a little bit rather than just a snare, hi-hat, kick drum thing the whole time.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that variety and, a lot of extra stuff, probably makes it sound a little more manic than just keeping a beat on the hi-hat and snare.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it to you. You had a lot of fills. That's
right.
To me, that was your style. You had a lot of fills, a lot of tom work, which I think did add to the aggression, as you say. So you definitely created your own style, in my opinion. If I hear, you playing drums, I know it's you. So, there's something to be said for that, I think. So, speaking of your drums, let me see. I have this picture here. Pretty old. Where'd it go? Where did you? Oh, right here. I'm sure this drum set is long gone, but that one you used for the entirety of the band, like the duration of the band. That drum set there.
I still have that drum set. That drum set
really?
was used from day one till the very end, and on every single recording.
Wow!
Even when I had other drums to play, I still used that one for the band.
What kind of kit was that?
That was an old Slingerland jazz kit from the '60s.
Wow! You still have it? That's amazing.
I still have it.
All those stickers still on it and everything.
Yep.
That's insane, man. I need a. Can I borrow that? I want to borrow it to record with something. to record to record something with it. Did you said? I mean, you said it was. You were saying you had like crappy equipment or whatever, but were you like? Did you use? I don't know how much you were into the to drumming as far as like changing heads out and doing this and that. Was that something you did often, or you just took them from place to place and beat the shit out of them, and however they sounded?
I really had no clue how to tune a drum head or anything like that. So when I say crappy equipment, I mean, when it comes to tuning heads or changing heads, that never happened. Except if a head broke, then, I had no choice but to change it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, you guys out there that act like, those heads are like 2 weeks old. You got to change them out. No, you don't. No, you don't. And I like the duct tape action on the ride. I guess that's the ride.
Yeah, got to dampen that ring.
Yeah. Do you still have the cymbals too?
I don't think I still have those original cymbals. No.
Yeah, you need to
break.
Oh yeah, but people are hoarders. They don't throw anything away. So I don't know if you fell into that category or not, but
no, I have no idea where those cymbals ended up.
Yeah. So yeah, that's freaking awesome. I can't get over the fact that you still have that kit. That's somebody named Judith is saying hello to you. I don't know if I put it up. Judith?
Oh, that's my sister.
Oh, okay. Hey, Paul, sister. That's awesome.
Thanks for getting me into music at an early age.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if she caught on, but he did give you all the praise for getting him into music. To Elton John and I forgot what else she said.
Linda Ronstadt.
That's right. That's awesome. All right, so I did a little bit of research. I just thought I'd ask you what the address, before I say it wrong, 605 Vista. Does that address ring a bell? 605. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at I forgot to remove that. That's my pictures. But the address 605 Vista. Does that ring a bell?
No.
Really? Okay. You guys would play at a place called the Moose Lodge.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was the address. I mean, was that the place you guys would like play? I think I've seen several flyers of you guys playing that. Was that just one of those places that, like you said, there weren't too many places to play, but it was like I guess it was like a Elks Lodge kind of thing that would let you guys have shows?
Exactly. Yep.
That's crazy. And you guys.
And I think that show was our second show we ever played, and probably I think the first show we ever had a flyer for.
So you didn't make a flyer for the first show?
No, the first show was just kind of a spur of the moment. A friend of ours won a radio contest to have like some party at a pizza place.
Yeah.
And there was already like some local cover band playing there, and she convinced him to let us and this other band, Dissident Militia, who became State of Confusion, play a few songs. So that was our first show, playing at this pizza place for our friend's birthday or something like that.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about you guys actually played a pizza place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the Moose Lodge? This photo here?
I believe so. Yeah. Yep.
That's a great photo. I mean, I borrowed these. I found these on, I can't say where I found them, but I found them and I figured I'd use them. So yeah, that's an awesome picture. And there's the kit.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, the Moose Lodge. I always think
discharge pants.
Yeah. I think there's some pictures there with and John's guitar. I'm like, that's the guitar he got that just crazy gain out of,
Yeah.
I don't know
old Peavy.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's insane. But yeah, the Moose Lodge. I think of like the Flintstones for some reason when I hear that.
The Royal Order of Water Buffalo.
There you go. Yeah, see. So I'm a little younger than you, but I still remember all that, some things, you know. So that was a cool photo I came across. And then let me see. Oh yeah, your sister said she used to blast Queen also.
Yeah, Queen.
Are there any unreleased songs that are did you guys put was everything put out there? Anything like left not released?
I think everything has been released except there was, I don't know if you ever heard back in the 80s, there were a bunch of tapes that were defective. I think, you know, I want to say like the Rolling Stones lost a bunch of stuff recording on these things. I think one of the Devo albums, they had to try to save the tape. So these tapes just like started coming apart. So we lost stuff on one of those tapes, and
Oh wow.
I couldn't tell you what it was at this point.
Yeah.
But out of everything that survived, I believe everything's been released.
There you go, George. Good question, actually. I have another flyer for another show. See if it sparks any. Oh, this right here. It's hopefully you can see it. It's a mini West Coast tour. I mean, for you, I know you guys didn't play too many. Do you remember how many shows total you guys played?
Oh, geez, I don't know how many shows. It wasn't very many.
Yeah, and this was, I guess, a West Coast. This was, I guess, I'd safe to say, was your only real tour, right?
Yeah, yeah. We went to Portland a couple of times and played, but that's just, you know, like a weekend road trip.
Yeah.
We went to Salt Lake City a couple of times and played, just the same sort of deal. But that was the only actual like little tour thing we did. We went down through California and played a few shows.
Yeah, yeah, and the last one was the farm show. The last show you guys played.
Yeah, yeah, 1986.
One that recently like surfaced on YouTube.
Yes, and just in case anybody's wondering, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
My copy of that show is in a lot better condition than the one that surfaced on YouTube.
Yeah, and I know you've mentioned that you have several shows that well, I don't know, several, but you have a few live shows that have never been seen, right, on video.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to. So far, I want to borrow the drum kit. I want to watch those other videos, so I'm keeping a tab of of things I want to borrow from. There we go. I did it again.
If you want to watch the videos, you're gonna have to come over and watch them.
Oh, okay. Well,
road trip.
Yeah, I'll make a road trip. Me and like 50 people are gonna no. Are gonna show up. Are gonna show up. I mean, yeah, obviously, I think everybody remembers who did the artwork, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever do any kind of, I mean, I know you have the tattoo and body art and all that. I mean, were you drawing a lot when you were younger?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you had some skills in that also. No. How about shows? I guess I got a question about shows that maybe you. Oh, here's another cool picture of you guys playing live. I don't know if you remember anything about this show. That was a cool show. That's a cool shot. It's like,
I think that's at the American Legion Hall in Boise.
Okay. Yeah, that's another place I've noticed that's on your flyers. It was the Moose Lodge and the American Legion Hall. So you guys were hitting up. That's funny.
The American Legion Hall was like right across the street from the university there. So it was pretty convenient. And we went to the trouble of like building a stage in sections. So like the size of a sheet of plywood. What's that? 4x8.
4x8. Yeah,
Yeah,
4x8.
so 4x8 sections, and I think John had a trailer. We'd load all these sections, stack them up on this trailer, and haul them to the hall, put it together, and then the other band, State of Confusion, they had the drum riser.
Wow. Is so you guys would bring like your own PAs and everything, obviously, right?
Yeah, we'd rent a PA for the show.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's DIY. And this, I mean, I'd imagine. So, was there, I guess, being like in Idaho? I mean, I haven't, other than you guys and a couple other bands. I'd imagine there wasn't too many people into the same stuff you guys were doing at the time, like in your area.
Not a whole lot. There were some. Being such a small scene, though, if a show would happen, a lot of different types of people would come out. We were cool with all the metalheads, so we'd get those guys coming to shows.
Yeah.
New wave kids would come to shows. It was just something to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's I like the whole DIY kind of aspect to all the like the early days of like punk and hardcore bands. Actually, I just remembered what would you consider Septic Death, a punk band, a hardcore band? Because you guys have been called everything under the sun. Coming from you, what how did you describe your music?
I always thought of us as a hardcore band or a hardcore punk band.
Yeah.
I don't think we were metal enough to get into that genre of speed metal or anything like that.
Don't say the C word, crossover. Ugh.
Yeah.
All right, so shows was when you got. I know there was several shows that I guess you guys would put together. Were you guys the ones that would book shows for touring bands? Was there a lot of shows? I know there's some. I got a flyer here. I don't know if you guys were the ones that were booking them for out of town bands coming in. Maybe touring way back then. Here's one of them. 7 Second show at the American Legion Hall, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Pusshead was mostly doing that stuff. He had all the contacts. He knew the people, and he was setting up the shows for the most part.
Okay. Was there a lot of bands that were coming through Boise?
Not a whole lot. Boise is in a spot that's just not really on the way to somewhere.
Yeah.
If you were going from Portland to Salt Lake City, we would be on the way. But what bands routed their tour from Portland to Salt Lake City or the other way?
Yeah, that makes sense. I kind of hear
that 7 Seconds show. They drove from Reno to play the show and then drove back. I'm imagining the next day. It wasn't on their tour.
Is this the show where's it at? And I thought this was. I don't know how many people know this, other than was that this show here from the 7 Seconds EP?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Can you kind of I guess talk a little bit about this photo? This blew my mind whenever I found out what's going on here.
I think our friend Hillary was taking these photos, and honestly, I don't know how they ended up in 7 Seconds' hands, but it's cool that they used them because I think the other photos on the insert, and this is from the Committed for Life 7-inch. The other photos were also from the same show.
Wow. And you're in this photo.
Yeah. Yep.
Where are you at again? I mean, I know where I'm. right there under Kevin's elbow, right?
Yep, that and the knucklehead with his mouth wide open.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. I mean, that's like a classic photo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that photo is like all over the place. I've had a friend like send me that photo, and he put like my band's logo on his shirt or whatever. It's just
Right on.
so, but yeah, I
So,
was like, oh, wow, yeah, that's awesome.
you see Kevin like wearing the shirt over, I think he's wearing a hoodie underneath the shirt.
Yeah, it looks kind of like flannelish kind of. I don't know what that is.
That show, it was like 105 that day, and he's wearing that on stage. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I didn't know it got that. I didn't know it got that hot over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm in Texas. I know what hot is. So, and then there's another photo that's awesome, and I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about. But this came out on. There's another photo that was used with you in it, and it's the Sam Hain photo.
Oh yeah, that's from their first tour. That was in Salt Lake City, and I think that was on the CD booklet, like the back page of the CD booklet for their first album.
Yeah, that's crazy, and that's you right next to Glenn, right?
No, I'm in the far right, the guy with his head tilted back and my mouth is wide open again.
Yeah,
this was up in the air.
Okay. Yeah. I thought maybe that was you, because it kind of looks like the picture I used for like the flyer, the same hairstyle or whatever. But yeah, that's freaking awesome. That's cool. it being on that, and I mean, did you know? I mean, did you know they were gonna? Obviously, you didn't know they were gonna use that picture, but how soon after this was put out did you know that you were on the collage or whatever?
It was not soon. I had no idea, and I'm not even sure how soon the CD actually came out.
Yeah,
compared to the LP.
Yeah, I was looking for a flyer for that show, but I couldn't find it. I always thought that was real cool that you were on those. All right, speaking of skating, you mentioned skating was a big factor, big influence on starting the band. There's a picture that I came across. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So, care to comment on this photo?
Oh, geez. Where in the heck did you find that?
I found it online. That's insane. I believe that's Mike.
Yeah, that's Mike.
And that's you on the ground?
I believe so.
I mean, that's a hell of a jump. Do you recall this night? Do you remember what the heck you guys were doing?
I think he climbed up there. I don't remember. I don't even know who took the picture.
It looks like you're like trying to catch him or something. Like what?
I'm that part I think was all pretty posed and set up.
Right.
But yeah, I don't.
That's an amazing photo.
There is another. It might have been the same night. There was another night we went to a cemetery and we're taking skate photos there too. But I don't know whatever happened to those photos.
Yeah, that I was like, whoa! I was like, I'm so glad I ran across that. So that's just insane. Yeah, I mean that's insane. Well, you guys. Well, here, let me share. Oh, sorry. Let me share another one. It's a little more recent, but it shows your love for skateboarding at even I don't know how long ago this was, but this was a cool shot too that I came across.
Okay, yeah. It's a little bit more recent.
Yeah, how long ago was that?
That was, oh man, probably 2010. So a little while ago, but not as old as that other one.
No. Yeah, so did you got any of you guys I mean, I know you were big time into skating. Did any of you guys like ever become like pros or like sponsored or anything like that when you were younger?
No.
No?
Brian used to he was sponsored by like Zorlak, he used to draw boards for them. He had his own board and he would get free stuff from them and whatnot. But no.
Zorlak. Yeah, we had a guy from Houston, actually. I don't know if you remember the skater John Gitson.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was from Houston. He was in a band called Mark Hard back then, hardcore band.
Right on.
We used to see like Zorlak stuff all the time. So I thought that was cool. I mean, that's classic Zorlak artwork from way back then. So
yeah.
Yeah, I tell everybody I've always liked like skateboarding, but I was never like a skater or anything. I used to have a board, and I would just I did it again. I would have a board just to kind of get from point A to point B and fall like 20 times in between point A and point B. So I was never really that skilled on a board, but I always liked it a lot. I always liked watching videos and all that. Just kind of. Yeah,
you're having fun. Who cares how good you are?
Well, yeah. I mean, I had boards, but I just, I'd try like an ollie and fall down, and So it was good times. All right, so let me see. I have a couple other photos I wanted to show you. Have you talk about? This I know. I think this was like one of your favorite bands of all time, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
When did you? How early on did you get into Devo?
I started hearing about them probably in the late 70s, but wasn't really into them till maybe 1980, 79, 80 maybe.
That's pretty early on, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty early on.
Yeah, and do you still have? I think if I remember, you like owned every single thing they did, or that was.
I tried.
You tried, right?
Yeah.
You didn't quite succeed.
No. One thing for any of the record collectors out there, they probably know this. When you try to collect records by bands who were big, it is just a bottomless pit. All the foreign pressings and stuff. It's a chore.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, I don't. I mean, I got vinyl in the background, but I could never delve that deep into it to where I need every single thing of every
right
certain band. That's just too much. I got other bands I got to buy stuff from.
Right.
not just one band. I mean, especially somebody. I guess Devo probably had a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And this is another photo. I don't know if this will take you back, but I was reading a story online about a band. It was a cover band. It was like a new wave cover band. Do you remember this? Does this picture look familiar? Supposedly it was a band called the B-Sides.
Oh yeah. So the singer of the B-Sides, Kathy, she's the friend that won the thing at the pizza place that we played at.
Oh wow. Look at me tying things together over here. I'm getting good at this. That's awesome. Yeah, but I was reading. Like I said, I like to do a little bit of research, bring up things that might you might not have thought of in 50, 40 years or whatever. But I thought that was cool. It was the band was called the B-Sides. I couldn't find anything of them. I wanted to see if there was any videos anywhere, but so they were like they would do new wave covers.
Yeah.
Devo, they did Devo.
That I don't remember. Honestly, if they did Devo or not.
Yeah, but I thought you get a kick out of that picture.
Yeah.
So, all right. Somebody brought it up, so I'm gonna post this picture. How did you get involved with Attitude? This is a great photo too, by the way. The Andy and
Attitude. So Attitude Adjustment. So that the first Attitude Adjustment album, America Paranoia,
Right.
was actually not the original members of Attitude Adjustment. I think the drummer was the only original member of Attitude Adjustment that was on American Paranoia. And if I remember correctly, at the time, the rest of the guys, for whatever reason, weren't getting along with or didn't like the drummer. And the drummer was kind of a big, scary dude. And so they were pretty nervous and hesitant about, trying to kick him out of the band or whatever. So they all just quit the band. And then they got together with Keith from Condemned to Death. He had been in Australia and just moved back to San Francisco. They got together with him, and Attitude was originally called Condemned Attitude because it was Keith from Condemned to Death and then the guys from Attitude Adjustment. And they had a different drummer originally. And I knew those guys just from them being on Pussmort. I was living in San Francisco at the time, and they didn't like the guy that was playing drums for him and kicked him out of the band and asked me if I wanted to be in the band, and I wasn't really doing much else. So yeah, joined up with those guys for a while.
You recorded the one album?
Yeah, their first 12-inch.
Yeah, I can't ever say the name, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great album.
I think it translates to No Sleep Till Germany or something like that.
No Sleep Till Germany?
Something like that.
Oh yeah, didn't they do like I don't think you were involved, but didn't they do a European tour shortly after that?
Yeah. So they were really wanting to head in a more metal direction.
Yeah.
And metal was never really my big thing. I'm definitely not a metal drummer. So they had this tour. They got the European tour planned, and it came to where I wasn't going to be able to go because of work or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But anyways, I told them, they said, well, we'll just get a drummer to go on this tour, and then when we come back, go back to how it was. And I told them, if you're going to go to the trouble of getting this drummer and having him learn all the songs, you might as well just keep him, and he can be in the band when you guys get back. Which they were like, okay. And so they go on the European tour, and I guess they just end up hating this guy that they got to play drums with them. I don't know what their thing with drummers was, but so when they came back from tour, they kicked him out of the band and asked me to be in the band at least until they found another drummer.
Yeah.
And so I was in the band, which was a good thing in hindsight because they ended up setting up a show opening for the Ramones, which I got to play.
Wow.
And then I think they got the guy from DRI to join the band after that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Felix, maybe?
What's that?
Felix, the drummer Felix from DRI?
I don't remember what his name is.
Did you guys do? I showed DRI. I mean, I always like to talk about early DRI because they started here in Houston. Did you guys ever play with those guys? Did you kind of play with them? I know you've played a few shows or whatever, but
they had a show scheduled in Boise and ended up having to cancel it. And I don't know if it was van troubles. It seems like every show that got canceled in Boise was because the band's van would break down. So I never got to play with them way back when, but Raid ended up playing with them in Boise, a few years before we split up.
Yeah, I was too young to see him. I know people here in Houston that saw him like 82 when they were first starting out. So
oh, cool.
I kind of wish I'd have been able to see that. But
that very first 7-inch was mind blowing. We all were like, "What? 22 songs on a 7-inch? How is that possible?"
Exactly. Exactly, man. I'm like, geez. But yeah, it's one of my favorites. That and the first Negative Approach are just kick my ass all the time. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got shout out DRI, or at least that EP every chance I get. Cool. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat room right now. If you have any questions, something we haven't talked about yet. Wanted to cover several different things here with Paul, so hopefully you guys have gotten, stuff you haven't heard before, instead of just the same old when did you guys start and all that crap. So although I did have somebody ask that, I'm sorry. Whoever asked that, I'm sorry. That was a great question.
We started in 81.
81?
81.
Yeah, that's insane. Hey, speaking of that, did Minor Threat ever make it to Boise?
No, but Minor Threat, I know that Mike and Puss went on a road trip and saw them play in Reno and at like some backyard party, and then they played a show in San Francisco that they saw, but they never made it to Boise.
Oh, wow. Did you get to see? I guess you didn't get to see him back then?
No, I didn't get to see him.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Here's a question. The lyrics, was there one lyricist, or did everybody get involved?
Just one. Puss wrote all the lyrics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wrote some great lyrics too.
Yeah, I agree. That's one thing. You guys were, you weren't really writing what everybody else was writing,
Yeah.
At least to me, there's a lot of things that separated. I think somebody made it. Somebody kind of nailed it a while ago. Septic Death is its own genre. So that's a good way to put it. So that's great. That's great. Well, yeah. I mean, I real cool lyrics and all that, definitely. So, well, I guess we can start winding it down here in a minute. But let me check my my trusty phone here, just in case I haven't missed anything. I think so. Awesome. Well, I think that's pretty much all I have. We've been going a little over an hour now, so we've gone long enough already. I don't want to keep you too long. So I know you got stuff to do. So anyhow, man, I appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
It's an honor to have you on here. Your guys' influence on me, anyways, just was.
Oh, hey, don't make us responsible for you.
Yeah, I'm blaming you. What's his problem with Septic Death?
What?
And I will say Raid too. I wore the shirt. I'm telling you right now, you guys. Check out Raid.
For those of you who don't know,
right now,
Raid also has John playing guitar, me on drums and John on guitar.
Correct. And who was the vocalist? Because I love that guy's vocals.
Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude kicks ass, man.
Yeah. He was a hoot live too.
Yeah, I remember. I think I caught on a little too late to you guys. But here's the link there. Obviously you can't click it, but if you look on, I googled Raid Boise band or something like that, and it's the first link to their Bandcamp, and I think it's got. You guys did a split 7-inch with Hummingbird of Death, and then the split LP with Dirty Protest, who you also played guitars in, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody go check out Raid. I'm telling you right now. I wouldn't lie to you. I would not lie to you. If you haven't checked them out, you're gonna like it. To me, it's probably something, somewhat similar to early Septic Death, at least the closest that you've done with all your other projects.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to kind of know what the sound is like. So check out Raid. I did check out Haggis today. There was only live stuff because I was trying to do my homework, but that stuff sounded cool too. I don't know if there's any if you guys did any albums or anything with that band or demos or anything.
Yeah, so I'm on the first 2 7-inches, and then they did, I believe, a split 7-inch and a 10-inch and I think an album also.
Damn.
After I was already out of the band, which, by the way, they were a lot better once I left the band.
Well, you sang and played guitar, right?
I sang and played guitar, yeah.
Yeah, and you had the video I saw, you had really long hair.
Yep.
I was like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I first clicked on the video and I saw it was like 91 and I saw the hair, I'm like, oh hell, this is gonna be like something from Seattle around that time. That's the first thing that came to my mind. So I apologize, and it sounds nothing like that.
Right.
So I'll answer this. Septic Death reunion ever? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Don't hold your breath.
All right. Well, once again, Paul, I appreciate you being on here. Like I said, you know, all the stuff you've done that I've checked out kicks ass. So you were one of the first people I thought of to have on here when I started doing this. So everybody that tuned in, I appreciate it. Tell everybody about the show. Share the link to the show whenever it's done. It'll be available on YouTube and you know, help me out, man. Help me out a little bit. So I'm trying to do things here. I told Tim when I get famous, he's going to be my my entertainment lawyer. So I'm pushing for that. So I got your number, Tim. So again, I won't hold you any longer. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. All right, guys. Again, thank you very much for hanging out. It was really cool for me. I mean, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I mean, I do this just because I like talking to people that I respect and that I love their bands and whatnot. So, again, thank you very much. Look out for this Sunday or Saturday. I'm sorry. Got the hey, thank you, Kenny. Party with me, Parker. Hell yeah. So if you're into Nuclear Death, Lori Bravo, another old band from Arizona, check it out. Tune in Saturday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. This is Jamming Out All Badass with me, Francisco. Thank y'all very much. I'm out of here.